Hey everyone, Mike with Monkey Fab. Just finishing up, tightening up the BRZ today. I got that 45 in. It's way up there on the. Whoop. Can you see it? So you got it, and that'll snug up the oil line. So that'll be done with our oil cooler relocation. And everything else is done. After that, what I will do, well, I was planning on doing, not because I have to, but just because it's the right thing to do. And it really sucks, but we're gonna do it because this guy's a good guy. These old fucking holes and bolts that were stuck in his cross support there, we're gonna take those out and we're gonna weld them up and grind them down and probably dust it with a little bit of black paint to cover that up, make it look nice again. And then the last big thing we got is just trying to get the splitter to fit up underneath here, which means relocating these arms. We're actually going to relocate them. What we're going to do is relocate the hole, which was way over here, but there was no way we could do that. And this with that stuff in the way. So what we're going to do is we're going to punch a couple new holes in the bottom of the splitter, and we're going to relocate where those go. So we're going to shorten these up to make up for the lot, the gain in length, and then we're going to put a hole and we're going to attach it there. So the splitter will be attached there. It'll be attached in the front and it'll be attached in the bottom. So basically the same, not too far from what it was to begin with. So that's going to be the major pain in the ass job. It's going to be a pain, but we're going to get it done. Here we're just removing the bumper and going to go ahead and snug up this oil cooler that we installed and made a little cooling shroud for. Moved it out from in front of the intercooler and the radiator and located it over there. The only thing that was holding me back was I needed a 45, and I covered how to install these AN lines and my little hints and tricks in the first episode of this oil cooler deal. So if you're interested in what I'm doing here as far as like setting up the lines and how they work, you can just hop back a couple videos and it'll explain all that, the first one. But so that's all we're doing here, just putting those lines in, trimming them to size, and I'm gonna go ahead and double check the fitment and the clearance in them, how they run through the engine bay, make sure they're not hitting any sharp edges. Where they do meet the edge of metal, I'll reinforce them with some silicone and zip ties, just kind of hold everything in place. Overall, I was pretty happy with the way the oil cooler sat in there and how easy it was to get the lines to it. So if there's any maintenance in the future, it should be a breeze. And that's about it. So just watch this and we'll tidy that up and move on to the next thing. All right, so what we got going on, y'all, is we got these guys, the lines fed on top of the oil cooler. They shoot right up in here. There's a big gap in the bumper right there. You see the, whoops, you don't see. So right there in the corner, the headlights are recessed, so you got all of that. It's like probably 6 inches for those guys to land. We put a little bit of silicone. There's a little bit of sharp edge there. Nothing to be worried about because it's protected with silicone anyway. Zip tie these guys together, and it's good to go. So those lines are good, and the oil cooler is happy. I don't know if I showed a good picture of this the other day. So there's the breather box with the support that we made, kind of stuffed up in there. So now we got this all together. What we're going to do is tear it all apart. So we'll take it apart, pull off this intercooler ducting and the radiator ducting, and figure out what we got to do to get the intercooler out of there so we can get those holes cleaned up. That first one's a bit rough. I had to figure out the heat range. So true story. I just drove all the way into town. It's like a half an hour there and back. So I get there, I get the oil filter, can of spray paint, and go to pay, no wallet. Fucking awesome, right? So thanks to my ashtray, I had enough to get paint. The rest will have to wait. here is where we stand. I got everything done, minus the front splitter put on there and the underpinnings. So we had a nice tight fit on the front, and that's good. We filled our holes in, painted our crossbar. Everything's covered in fucking wax dust and aluminum dust, but that's alright. Made our little cold air intake. We got titanium. I gotta put some clamps in that guy. Some titanium intakes, some turbos, and good stuff, man. Good stuff. So it is minus a splitter, which I think is going to be fairly easy. Get that on tomorrow, and this is done. The BRZ is done. Hear that, Mr. Wynn? I hope you enjoy and appreciate. I appreciate your patience on the project. It's taken a little longer than what I had anticipated, but it is done with American pride right here in Tejas, and you can run it, and it comes with a lifetime guarantee. I guarantee it. So, yeah, not bad.